What's good, people? We're back with another episode of Four Quarter Talk Part. Yeah, I can't even get my words out because man, an emergency episode of the Four Quarter Talk podcast. I'm literally straight from the gym. I can't even get my words out. I still got a jock brain going. My brain's not even working well. But I had to sprint home because Dame finally did it. We're finally free. We're finally free.
Finally,
Dame.
after all these years.
Oh my goodness. Dame finally requested a trade from the Portland Trailblazers. Uh, Literally 15 minutes ago.
Yeah,
I,
finally.
Honestly though, like it warms my heart that that whole moment with him waving us off, like all it did was put us in a perfect rebuild and delay their rebuild another like 3 years. They did absolutely nothing. So rest in peace to the Portland Trailblazers organization. I have to say from the bottom of my heart, like this brings a smile to my face. I think this only compares to maybe uh me being able to dance on the Rockets' grave because of how trash their organization is as well and how annoying their fans are. Um, but we have been saying this is the direction they needed to go in. We just didn't think it was happening, and it seems the straw that broke the camel's back was that atrocious Jeremy Grant contract. I mean, shout out to Clutch Sports, man. Clutch Mafia
Yeah,
absolutely like dominated this free agency, man.
they got paid.
Like, what's it like 400 million between firstly Dre got his back straight. Dre was the first signing, like he was the main
Yeah,
character. He was the first signing of free agency. He got everyone paid, man. So shout out to Rich Paul. But Damian Lillard will not be a Portland Trail because let's be honest, this is not going to drag on, and they're going to get him exactly where he wants to go. The recent report said that he made it clear he wanted to go to the Heat.
yeah,
Uh, I think, well, firstly, that's hella ironic because this whole 2, 3 years was all about loyalty, all about don't run from the grind, and he requests to go to the defending Eastern Conference champions. So who've been in the finals what twice in 4 years. So
yeah.
that's an interesting and the Eastern Conference finals. So that's it sounds like running from the grind to me. Sounds like running from the
Did
grind.
wasn't there reports like, oh, if
You win over there.
he doesn't win, if he doesn't win the championship, Dame will go to the Heat. Like, we have this
Oh
down.
yes, facts, but like that's whack to me because that I don't care. That don't make a difference to me. What? So 3 games is the difference between you running from the grind and not running from the grind. Like get out of here, man. Look,
Yeah,
it is the right decision for both sides. Everyone's happy. Everyone's free. I can't lie. If I'm a Portland fan, I'd be happy too. I would be. I
yeah,
would be
because
happy.
it's finally time. Like, I think everyone knew this time.
Actually, I'd low-key be mad that it didn't happen early because now they have no leverage and they're just gonna have to take whatever the Heat give them. So that's not that great. They could have started this a little bit earlier, but better late than never. Um, so I mean, because I'm saying this from a point of like understanding what they're going through because I had this like 3 years earlier with when they traded Paul George. Obviously, it wasn't a process that dragged on; it was just kind of out of nowhere, stunned us. But by like 3 days in, you know, when I'm up in the middle of the night when it happened, watching Shea highlights from from the Golden State series, and when it's starting to set in, I'm like, okay, like 3 first round exits in a row, whether it's injury, whatever it is, like this is not going anywhere. So let's move on. And it had to be Dame. Let's be honest, they were never gonna trade Dame without his approval. It had to be Dame, and it kind of now I think it gives the impression that the Heat saw this coming because they just let everyone go. They let
Yeah.
everyone. Yeah. So it was clear. I think they were pretty confident. And they didn't pursue Bill either because the reports were saying they were very confident that they were getting Dame. So there had to be some behind the scenes stuff going on over there.
And
For sure.
that random Twitter account that like came out
Yeah,
of
no, I got
nowhere
it here.
that
Dropping
that
dimes,
got
and dives.
that yeah, that got like packed like 4 times
Oh,
like
the
in
SUV
one
pulled
day.
up, bro. Like his last words on that first account were "Come get me, Woolwich."
Yeah,
Listen,
literally.
listen. We don't talk like that. ESPN have been in the news for other stuff, and I will not say a word because I'm not. Look, I'm not dumb enough to go after Disney, bro. I'm not dumb enough to go after Disney. I don't want no problems with Disney. Okay. So yeah, that wasn't smart. You should have stuck with. You should have stuck with going at Shams. You don't touch Disney. All right. You don't touch.
Yeah,
Mickey Mouse is not to be played with, bro. I'll tell you that much. Uh,
yeah.
but
But
he's been
right now,
clean everything. He is not
yeah,
missed it.
literally
Literally
every
not missed
single
it.
thing.
It has to be some GM's son or something like, or
Yeah, I think a lot of people saying that's probably one of GM's
it
sons.
has to be. It has to be like because that is wow, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but like with the Blazer thing, like as you said, like that grand deal looks stupid. Like it looks so stupid now. Like
It
your
looks so
five
stupid at the
years
time. It looks stupid. It always
exactly, yeah.
stupid. It
But like,
always
at least at the time, some people think were thinking, oh yeah, he signed that deal, so Dame's probably staying now because like he
because he's got his
wants like
big
grand
three.
there. Yeah, and now it's like 5 years, 160 million.
Huh?
Like it's insane,
Oh man, shout out to his agent, man.
insane.
He got that deal. He got the Pistons deal. Like he's been eating. So shout out. That's a Thunder legend right there. And I would say the Thunder are responsible for that. For he had his breakout with the Thunder. So when he came over from the 76ers,
Yeah, 76ers.
76ers. So yeah, shout out to him, man. He's made some generational wealth of like one Piston season. No, one the Nugget season. Yeah, Piston
And
season for
then
sure.
Piston season, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I
I don't
don't
know
know.
what they're gonna do with that. They should have helped
Yeah.
a little bit. Why are you offering? Because what do they do now? I was saying they were in a perfect position to rebuild, yeah. But now you do that deal. Like what are you doing?
And the fact that it's like a majority of the contracts were signed like was like 2 3 years, and he signed 5 year deal. Like that's like the
I like to
why?
point out, like whilst we're talking about all these poverty franchises, that Sam Presti secured 5 years of Shea's probably mostly his prime for 5 years, 180. Just so
Yep.
when you look at all these deals that are happening right now, just remember Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Like when you sign a guy that can't dribble with his left hand for 300 mil,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
just remember that Shea. Just remember a first team All NBA player. He's gonna be on a 180 contract. But bro, I can't. It's actually happening. It's actually happening. This is real. This has been the best season in recent memory because this offseason, one day into free agency, and wow, like it
Yeah.
completely overshadowed the crazy stuff that happened yesterday. Uh, I wanted normally we'd warm up into this type of topic, but I'm sorry,
Yeah,
man.
it's fresh. It's fresh.
Nah,
We have to go
it
straight
just
in.
happened. Like I don't know, like so other teams that he's been that are expressing interest, um,
Sixers,
yeah,
Clippers, and Nets.
Clippers and but I think
I
those
can see Nets. I feel like Nets would have the best package
for sure,
for
yeah, the
Dame.
best package. And
But like,
to be fair, I don't think Dame is too. I think there's a couple teams there that he wouldn't mind. Like he's definitely going to be collaborative with the franchise in trying to. Like he doesn't want to leave them in a position where they're screwed either. I don't think. I doubt that.
hopefully, because
You
you
can't
never
you
know.
can't push the whole loyalty brand thing for like 5 years and then leave them in a hole like Bradley Beal just did. Like if it's a Bradley
Yeah.
Beal type deal, then all of that stuff, everything he said was fraudulent, bro. Everything he said, he's a fraud. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna be something to monitor. That's probably gonna carry like our next 5 episodes, but depending on how quickly it happens, for sure.
I feel like it would be a very quick deal.
You think?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be very quick. And like Yusuf Nurkic is tweeting as well. He tweeted yesterday, just if, and now he tweeted, I only can tell you. So he probably had idea that that's happening.
Yeah, I think a few teams had the idea because you a lot you can see that a lot of players haven't got extensions yet, and
Yeah.
obviously you sign an extension, you can't trade that player. for a significant amount. I think for the whole year, or at least after. Yeah, I don't think you
No,
can take a player that you just signed to an extension.
I think there's like I think
Now,
depends on the
there's certain
extension as
contracts. I
well.
think
Yeah,
there's certain contracts where it's until after Christmas or something. But then
yeah,
there's
yeah, 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 yeah.
I think an extension, at least a max or a super max, you have like it's or maybe it's a rookie extension where you can't trade them for the first year. Uh,
Yeah.
um, and you'll see the 76ers. I wanted to talk about this a little bit later, but obviously you have the Harden news, but right before that was the Maxi news that they are not signing him to an extension, and it's because they want the flexibility of if a Dame became available to move
Yeah.
him. So yeah, this is gonna be a very interesting period. I'm sure. I mean, Dame's probably gonna act like a free agent now and go visit all these different franchises, kind of work with the Blazers, and see who can get a good a combination of the Blazers not being left in a hole. Having, I mean, if the Blazers handle this the wrong way, they're probably like they're gonna be in Seattle very soon. Um, but yeah,
Like
so
to be fair to the Blazers, it's not like they're in position like they have literally zero young talent. They have like good young core already, like good
but
three
you
players.
don't know with the Blazers, man. They
With the
might
player,
decide like,
yeah.
we're not rebuilding. We're retooling around Grant. You know,
Oh
our
my god.
we're retooling around around our max player. Oh man, they're cooked. I can't lie, they're cooked. Uh,
With that grand deal, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I do love to see it, man. I do love to see it. I do. I can't lie. But Dame talking about not running for the grind, and then look, I thought he should have left anyway, but you
Yeah,
the team that was just in the finals. All right, bro. All right, you got it, man. You got it. You got it. But more than
yeah,
likely, he's gonna be a Heat. He's gonna be a Miami
yeah.
Heat. More than
So
likely.
probably he's gonna be in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. Like
Eastern
hero, pack
Conference.
your bags, bro. Pack your bags.
Yeah, 100.
Pack
percent
your bags. Yeah. I think we'll go to a little bit of a more chill.
Suns. I would
Now,
say just straight in Suns.
okay, fine. Straight in the Suns.
They made a lot of deals. They
They that's
moved.
one way to
They
that's
were
one way
moving
to put it.
quick.
That's one way to put it. They were deals. They were definitely deals. Yeah,
It
they were.
was and it was quick.
Yeah,
They
they
saw
had.
like six
Someone said
players like in the first hour.
someone said it was at my GM. They just went and like secured all the 73 overalls in one deal, like straight away.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they did what you can do. Like all you can do is try get whatever depth you can. They signed you to Watanabe, who obviously he has a relationship with KD from when he was on the Suns. I mean, on the Nets. And it's just role players, trying to get shooting, trying to get defense. But they're always going to be thin at the end of the day. Like Utah, Watanabe is a great piece to have like in your rotation, but when he's like your sixth man, yeah,
but like
uh,
yeah, like they were gonna be thin, but like this bench is way better than it was last season
yeah, yeah,
already.
yeah,
Already, because
yeah.
I think Drew Eubanks is underrated as well. He's one of the best like shot blockers in the league,
Mhm.
especially coming off the bench. Then they have I'm pretty sure they signed Gates Diop as well. He's very
Yeah,
underrated. He will definitely like bring impact off the bench. But when you have like Beal, KD, and Booker, like you won't need that many. Like they won't play that many minutes. So
yeah,
like they'll be fine. So I'm just
yeah.
like
I'm still waiting for that. I mean, they said they're sticking with Aiton, but that
yeah.
I I still think they should move him for more depth, to be honest. Because
But at this point, who's gonna take him?
yeah, maybe that's a mid-season move.
Like yeah,
Yeah, if they can get him to revive his value a bit. Uh, yeah. I mean, yeah, they did what they could. They did what they could. More pickups. The Lakers, they made a lot of deals, and
and
I would say,
still not finished probably.
yeah, they're not finished. They've had a solid free agency so far already. Uh, they obviously they took Gabe Vincent from the Heat. Uh,
Yeah.
they re-signed Rui. That was definitely a point of emphasis for them. They still haven't re-signed Reeves. You never know what's gonna happen with that because he's definitely drawing interest from different teams that are probably gonna throw in a bit more money than the Lakers can.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
decide what's whether he wants to bag or to stay with the Lakers. Um, and yeah, they've continued to get depth. Thank God, like they haven't done that third star thing that they're addicted to. But maybe now that Dame's the front of the trade, maybe they will throw that away. Just go for Dame again. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're doing solid as well.
They
And then
did what they needed to do, just basically just have a lot of like depth and like basically good, decent players around LeBron and AD.
yeah. Now we said this many times. The formula's already there. That they won their first year together, and the formula is there for how to win. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like they only health has defeated them so far. So, and obviously the best team in the league, the Denver Nuggets. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, it's there. Just keep building on what they're doing and don't try to make any splashes. They don't. It's not necessary. Uh, and then another kind of outside Rose, Derrick Rose to the Grizzlies. I really like that move.
yeah,
Personally,
he will help the locker room massively.
help him big time. Just I think that's the perfect person for Ja to respect because we obviously Marcus Smart, but I think Rose has more of that OG feel to him. Like he's quite a bit
Yeah.
older, and he's definitely a player that with Ja's style of play, and it's obvious that he definitely looked up to him growing up. So
Well,
that
Ja being compared to Derrick Rose so much.
so much, and then you have that element of that Derrick Rose coming from inner city in Chicago as well, kind of well, knowing the life that Ja thinks he that Ja thinks
Yeah,
he wants to be a part of. It is perfect, and then just giving them stability from that point guard position whilst Jazz still suspended as well. So I think that's a home run on all sides. And he's definitely got enough in him to help a, a playoff team for sure. So that's a
yeah,
great sign for them, in my opinion. But let's get into some of the returners, some of the re-signers. Draymond Green, obviously, first deal announced. I didn't. We both didn't think this was in question. Obviously, we hoped and dreamed. You know that Kings signing
yeah.
would have been fun, exciting, different thing. But Dre's pretty much he's a warrior for life, and that's set now. He opted out, he got that stability in the back end, so he will have another 4 years of being paid, but also uh taking I think quite a significantly less money per year. I think it's 22. It was a 27 player option, and now he's down to 22 for this first year, which saves the
Yeah.
Warriors. I think it was like 43 million in cap space. No, in luxury tax or something. So obviously, teams like the Warriors, they're trying to get to the point where with the new CBA, they don't want to be in that second apron, and a lot of teams right now are fighting to get underneath that second apron. So you'll see a lot of deals like this. But yeah, it was likely that he was going to do this. This was the route that we were expecting him to take.
And the other day when they were playing golf and like Steph was saying, "Oh, 3 more years, right? 3 more years." Now he got 4 years, so
Yeah,
everything worked out nicely
no.
with that one.
And then another similar-ish situation, Kyrie. I got the feel, especially when they brought up the Suns, that Kyrie's just using all of this as leverage. The
Yep.
Suns literally cannot. There's no. They physically can't sign Kyrie. There's no way. It's not possible unless you wanted to, sign for I don't know, like minimum wage just to prove a point or something. Like actual minimum wage, not
Yeah,
a very
yeah, 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 exactly.
actual minimum wage. Just to prove a point. It was impossible. The teams that he was bringing up, it wasn't possible. I don't even think there was that much of a market out there for him, just
Yeah.
because obviously he's a great player, but everything around that comes with the instability of him playing day to day. But it seemed that the Mavs from Mark Cuban all the way down to the players kind of embraced him, and they do deserve a chance to see what they can do with a full season together and kind of building around them. So and a pretty team friendly deal. Obviously, it's like 40 million, 41, 42 million. But after seeing the other deals that were that were signed this summer,
Yeah.
we already brought up Grant, who makes more money than Kyrie Irving. Uh, so so it's pretty team friendly. I think they came to that common ground between not many teams want to give Kyrie that many years because they're kind of scared of what he's gonna do. If he's because obviously this past year he was a contract year, so he was kind of on his P's and Q's, but um he wanted probably a 5-year max, but you kind of get that middle ground of 3 years. So yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
with Kyrie, you never know. You never know. One day he can just switch and like, yeah,
he could
I don't want to
retire
play here
he could
anymore.
literally retire tomorrow. Like he could
Yeah,
just
literally,
he
no
could
one
retire
knows. Like, he
tomorrow.
literally
Like
could retire.
thank you to the Mavs for this last deal, but I'm gonna retire now. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they do on a season where they're not tanking, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I still think they still have some pieces. Like, they still need to add some pieces to the team.
No, for
They
sure.
need
Yeah.
some still, like, especially wing that. They need a lot of like wing that, in my
A
opinion.
lot of these teams will benefit from like the Suns will just benefit from having a training camp, just starting from the training camp and making it through a
Yeah,
full rather than these mid-season acquisitions. But a funny thing, we're gonna get to Harden obviously. But just the the fact that that Nets big three have now like
7 trades.
like combined trade requests in 2 seasons. Like that doesn't even include Harden going from the Rockets to like just in
Yeah.
these.
And
Uh,
what KD and Kyrie asked for trades twice each.
Twice each, man. Like, oh my goodness, that's it. Is
Yeah.
the grass is just never greener, is it? Apparently.
Uh,
Apparently it's not. But we got a couple others. Middleton, I think that was a given.
I think yeah, that was obvious one that he will resign. I like why not? So, because he was with Giannis everywhere, like when coach interviews and everything. Like he and Giannis basically were in two, so it makes no sense for him to go anywhere else. And like he signed like team friendly deal as well. So, but I'm interested to see because after all the injuries, Middleton, he's still gonna be a good scorer. Like I think no one doubts that. But like I feel like defensively he'll definitely dropped off
for
because
sure.
he was like very underrated defender. But right now, I think with all the injuries and age, obviously, the his defense will just drop off. So I'll be interested to see
Yeah,
how that's gonna go.
I think they had to do it, but I think that the Bucks do need to try to make a little bit of an effort to get younger and more athletic, get some shooting around. But yeah, they couldn't afford after an exit like that, they couldn't afford to lose Middleton and probably Brook Lopez as well. They need to try make sure that they keep him, hold on to him. And then there's Kyle Kuzma, another very interesting.
That this was like he probably could have gotten bigger bag if he went to Rockets 100%.
The Rockets are just handing out bags to they just I don't know what they're
They
doing.
have to. They have to because they need to
Why?
reach the threshold. They need to reach the threshold, otherwise the money goes to the league. So they didn't want to give money to the league. So they would rather give players back to the league.
Yeah, but I guess another way to do it is to kind of do it like the Thunder, which is like actually develop good talent that to pay them rather than
Yeah,
just throwing it at like random players. Right? You
yeah, but like with
talk
Kuzma,
about Kings for
with
a second. Yeah. We'll talk about
yeah,
Kings.
do you think who's gonna score more points, Kuzma or Poole next season? Who will average more?
Uh, Probably Poole. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm still going Poole.
Poole is due for like a bad slump, but I mean, I think he's just gonna shoot more. There's his style of play. He'll definitely shoot more for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. But I get we can go into some of the more wild signings. We just spoke about the Rockets throwing out bags. Fred VanVleet is a $40 million player. Boy, he
He's making more than he average field goal
shoots.
percentage
Yeah,
last
yeah,
season.
yeah.
That is insane.
Well, I'm pulling it up right now. So here's a list of $40 million players. Or yeah, here's a list of $40 million players. You got Giannis Antetokounmpo, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler, Klay Thompson, Rudy Gobert, Anthony Davis, Chris Middleton, Trae Young, Luka, Zach LaVine, and now, well, I guess Ben Simmons next year.
Oh my god. Ah,
Yeah, there are a few borderline I missed out. Obviously, Devin Booker next year as well. He's damn near 50, and Karl Anthony Towns. Uh, Even with the wild ones there, Fred still looks crazy in that list. Like
yeah, because at least when Ben signed, he was actually good.
he was an all-star. He was
Yeah,
a
exactly. So
all-star
like
and defensive player
that's
of the year
fine.
candidate.
Yeah, but like here, he had probably his worst season. They got everyone want like Toronto fans wanted him out. He wanted out, and like he gets this bag.
It's insane. It is crazy.
Fair play, fair
They,
play. But at the same time, like you wouldn't say no to that bag. Like it's impossible to say
but
no.
I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about him. Are you dumb? Like what? Like
Yeah, but like
what are you
Rockets,
doing in
like
my face?
what the Rockets are doing.
If he didn't take that, he don't deserve to be in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Like, what are we
yeah,
doing here,
one
guys?
hundred percent,
What
one
are we
hundred percent.
doing here? What are we even doing here? So yeah, shout out to him, undrafted to $40 million player. That's crazy.
He tweeted back in 2016. He tweeted, "Bet on yourself."
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I have not heard of a better of a better take. I've never heard of more better winnings than that, than betting on himself.
yeah.
Not in that case. Uh, but what are the Rockets cooking, man?
Like
Because
the
they
fact
really needed a guy.
Rockets now have what they have: Fred, they have Jalen Green, they have Thompson. Where is Kevin Porter Jr. out at this point?
Most likely. And then they're rumored they wanted to. He's going into free agency. They said they were going to target Dylan Brooks. They were going to target Jalen Brown. So I don't know. They're just trying to make a full guard lineup or something.
Well, Brooke Lopez apparently like they're offering what 80 million, no 40 million for 2 years. So basically, that's like at this point is like center salary, like 20 annual salary, 20 mils.
This is like the Heat a couple years ago when they just kept giving everyone 100 million. Like, whoa,
Yeah, like
get
literally. Oh,
investigated
I
for money
remember that.
laundering because whoa, where's this money coming from?
Yeah, for
Where
sure.
is this money coming from? Like, what's going on? I don't know what they're cooking. How this fits together. I guess they were just so sure they were getting James Harden, and then they pivoted towards this. Uh, had I don't really know. I don't really know what to say. I'll be honest. I don't know what to say. I don't have anything clever to say about this, or anything smart, or
Yeah,
anything to say about this. I'm actually like I'm sure. I don't.
I'm just happy for Fred that he
I'm happy
actually
for
got
him.
paid.
I'm happy for him. That is great. That no, that that's purely amazing. I mean, we already spoke about Grant.
You know who else got paid? Bruce Brown.
Bruce Brown. Yep, I was
He
literally just
got
getting to that.
paid.
Boy,
I'm like I probably with him as well. Like I'm happy for him because the way he played in for Denver, like the
yeah.
playoffs and the finals, like he everyone saw like even Nuggets fans, yeah, like he's gone in the off season because like we won't be able to afford him. So and like
Mike Malone, he had a few too many. He had a few too many.
yeah, he said he's brutally saying,
We running this shit back. We running it back. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, they didn't have that type of money. They didn't have that type of money. And yeah, I mean the Pacers, they look like they're trying to make the playoffs and have a little bit
well,
of
the second year is a team option, so like, that's will be interesting. But like, yeah, like good. I think good addition to the Pacers team,
Sure.
especially knowing like he's a good veteran and
And he's
like next
versatile.
to
He's very
yeah,
versatile.
exactly. So he would fit there in the
But
starting
this just
lineup.
comes with the territory. When you win a chip, this is what happens. This is what happens. That's why a lot of players that are kind of they play for the bag, or like if your team is successful, you're gonna get the bag. You are gonna get a bag. Timothy
Well, we saw that with Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole. I mean Timothy Mozgov back in the day,
Yeah,
getting his get his bag. So it happens every year. It comes with the territory. So if you want to get paid, you go win. You got to win. Just be a piece. And he's not just some big scorer. Like he's doing the dirty work as well, and that got him paid. So that's great to see. That's great for him. Let's get into some extensions. Bane, Bane got his supermax extension, I believe, or at least max. There's a lot of
I
money.
think it's a lot of money. It's like
A lot of money.
it's
A lot of money.
200 million.
200 million. So I mean, if we're in a league where 200 million isn't a supermax, then wow, like the league doing something, man. The league's doing
Yeah,
something.
for sure.
Um, no,
But
but
it's a good piece to lock in for the
yeah,
future
you gotta
for
lock that in.
the Grizzlies.
And look, a lot of these numbers are crazy, but they are anticipating more TV deals and potentially Amazon streaming deals coming in. So a lot of these deals in maybe 2 years aren't gonna look that crazy. So right now,
And these money are not guaranteed because it's probably with like all star clauses, all NBA clauses. So, but still, like looking at 200 M's for Desmond Bain, like looks insane.
yeah, and then Halliburton, he got paid. Tyrese got paid.
He
Uh,
deserved that. He deserved that.
of course, of course.
A
Uh,
five years, 260 million, and I actually think that he can reach it like fully because he definitely can make all NBA if he's fully healthy all season and Pacers like maybe in the playoffs like that range definitely can make it.
yeah,
Like
but it's
he
wild.
deserves it.
I keep remembering Shea 180. Like that's crazy. 5 years 180, man. Like if he was a free agent if he was up for extension this year, he'd probably
He's going to the Rockets.
yeah. Now if
If he
he
was
was up
free
for an
agent, he
extension,
was going to the
nah.
Rockets.
If he was up for an extension, the Thunder they'd have probably pay him 300 mil.
Yeah,
So yeah. And I wouldn't even
you just wait. You just wait.
I wouldn't be mad though. I'd be very happy. I'd be hoping they do it. That's the
Yeah,
difference.
yeah.
But let's talk about that because I did have that next. No, the bombshell has not dropped yet. You do not have the highest
Not
paid
yet.
player in NBA history in your roster yet. Not yet.
Not yet. I feel like because we have Brown, and I think Celtics first want to deal with Grant Williams' situation because he's restricted free agent. I
Mhm.
feel like that's the main thing now for the team because what are they planning to do? So it'll be interesting to see. But I thought when I went to sleep, yeah, I'd probably wake up and I see Grant somewhere else and like Brown resign, but like we're still here, we're both
We're
still
still
here,
in.
so I don't know.
Yeah. That's gonna be a fun one to monitor, man. That's gonna be fun. Where are you with it?
Oh, yeah.
Where are you with it right now?
To be, to be honest, I can see Brown because looking at how deals were, like Porzingis signed less money than he could. He signed for 2 years, 60, but where he could get like 77. Brad is a magician at this point. Like if Brown signs for less than Supermax, like we need to build a statue for Brad already.
Yeah.
Like that would be insane. But I actually can see that happening because when Smart resigned last time, and when Rob Williams resigned, they definitely resigned for less than they could have. So you never know with the Celtics.
Yeah.
But knowing Brown, I can see him like, oh, just pay me.
Yeah. Knowing it. Hey,
Yeah,
listen, if it was me, give me the money. Give me the money. All right. Give me the money. Give me the 300 mil. Because I think not just about the money, it's also the whole like since I was a rookie, I'm in trade talks, I'm in all of this.
yeah,
And now
yeah,
it's the statement, like, you are the highest paid player in NBA history. That's how much we value you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I keep seeing you flinch every time you hear that sentence, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it was Tatum and not Brown, like, I'll be
Yeah,
happy. Like,
yeah,
oh, just pay him what he wants. But
yeah.
now it's like Brown, and especially seeing his playoff performance, like,
Yeah, it's a rough
and
one.
now he's just chilling in like in the Europe as well. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. Um, yeah, that would be one to monitor. So the 76ers, they've made a bit of noise to start this free agency, to say the least. James Harden has requested another trade. Bro can't stay in one place for more than a season. He's not happy anywhere. He's literally not happy anywhere. I think he had what he wanted in Houston, where he was the main guy and they were making it fairly deep into the playoffs. Then he probably thought, he's taking a bit too much heat. So 76ers, I mean, Brooklyn Nets, where you've got KD there, he's gonna get more of the blame, but we all know how that went with them, that big three barely playing together at all. Uh, so then the Kyrie stuff happened and he asked out of there. 76ers now. He flames out in the playoffs and then he doesn't like the heat and then he leaves. Pretty much the cycle that we go through. I don't really know why you'd at this stage, especially how much he's regressed, why you'd want to dedicate like significant assets towards acquiring him. Like, I don't really understand that. So
Yeah,
uh it's interesting. It's interesting.
I can't see where he would go now at this point. I have no idea where he would go. That because still they need a trade and like they want some assets back, but like what team is first of all is taking him?
Yeah, because he said that he doesn't want to go to the Rockets now because of what Jalen Green said in one on the Paul George podcast. Uh, so who else wants him is the
And
question.
like that's the biggest question of who else wants him.
Who else wants him with his deal, with how much he'd be asking for?
Spurs still have money.
Why on earth would the Spurs do that, bro?
Exactly. They too smart for that, but like,
Not do that. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see why you would do it. And I don't understand from his perspective why, like, just stick it out for once, man. Like, you're playing with the MVP. Like, I don't understand what I don't know what he's looking for.
yeah, like I don't know. It's interesting choice. Like, yeah,
I don't know what he's looking for. But it just seems the same with that Nets big three, as we said. They just never seem to feel kind of settled where they are. Kyrie,
yeah,
obviously, he's the man as many trades as anyone. KD, he starts off in OKC, they're building towards something. Goes to Golden State, should be utopia, but apparently, he's not happy there. Could have just run off like probably like 5, 6 championships in 10 years or something like that.
yeah,
League
100%.
situation, goes to play with his best friend. That crashes, like that fizzles out. So yeah, I don't know. That's the problem with this era of people moving. Like, as a fan, I enjoy it. It makes these off seasons very exciting, and it is. And I don't want, because as we've seen with trades like the Marcus Smart trade, you shouldn't have complete loyalty to a franchise that at the end of the day it's a business. It's trying to get better. Um, but when you move at the frequency that they're moving at, you kind of run out of spots that make sense for you, because now it's not, oh, I've been stuck here my whole career and they won't make any deals and they're not trying to win. Now it's literally, I don't have the exact perfect situation. Oh, he said something mean in a press conference. I'm leaving. So at a certain point, you run out of. There's not that many teams that need what he provides, that either don't have a cheaper, younger option or just a better player at that guard position. So, um,
Toronto Raptors.
I mean, yeah, probably because Masai Ujiri is just allergic to rebuilding, so maybe he'll plunge on that.
Yeah, and they signed Dennis Schroeder. as a Fred VanVleet replacement, but like I can see only Toronto Raptors at this point. I don't know why. I'm just randomly thought about it, but I can see
That's
that
what I'm
happening.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Is like, how is that? How does that help him though? What situation is better than the 76ers that he can go and be the player he wants to be? Does he want to win? That's the question. Does he actually? Is that his priority at this point of his career? Is that his priority? I don't know because
Yeah.
it you ask out of these situations where you have a pretty good chance to win. So does he want to win or does he want to win his way whilst also still dominating the ball handling duties? I just feel like he wants a low pressure, low stake situation where he just gets to dominate the ball, shoot as many shots as he wants. That's why I thought he was going to go to the Rockets, but apparently Jalen Green said the wrong thing in a
Like
podcast.
that's crazy thing.
That
Like
is wild,
just
man.
because someone said something, you're like, I'm not going that.
He didn't say, "Oh, I don't want Harden." I think it was so Paul George. The Clippers want Harden as well, so Paul George probably instigating there, and he said, "Oh, don't you want your own thing? Like, isn't that gonna mess up with your development?" And then he said, "It could go well, it could go bad," and that's apparently what got Harden to completely change where he wanted to live and be paid to play basketball for the next 3 years. Like it was,
Yeah,
how can you be
makes no
that
sense.
thin skin? Like I don't understand that. That's weird. That's interesting, but yeah, with this guy, I don't know. And as a franchise, even if you want what he provides, how do you know you're even gonna get him for the whole contract?
Yeah, it's similar situation with Kyrie when you never know like if he's gonna stay or he's gonna leave.
Yeah. And it's just, I don't know. I don't like this stuff, man. Like until about 3, 4 years ago, everyone just assumed Harden was always gonna wear a Rockets jersey. And now it's just so normal for these players to it's like all these players that you see in graphics like James Harden, Russell Westbrook, where it said, okay, yeah, they've been with their franchise for 10 plus years. And now in just a space of like 3, 4 years, they've played for like another 5 teams. Like
Yeah,
it's not I don't like that, man. I like the excitement of players moving around, but when all of these players having playing as many teams as Shaq did, it's not nice, man. You just end up seeing them in these weird, obscure jerseys, and yeah, this I don't like.
yeah,
That's the side. That's the side of this era that I don't like. I don't love, to be honest. When it just gets excessive.
yeah. I can imagine that. Yeah, because like it makes no sense as well. When player like Harden, like who everyone ever thinks like, oh yeah, he definitely wants to win because he's capable to win, and then he has like he's as you say he's playing with MVP with Joel in decent situation with the at 76ers they fired up Rivers as well, so that's a change as well, and like he's still like, nah, I want to leave.
Yeah. At what point do you just look in the mirror and say, "How have every single one of my seasons ends with me underperforming?" Like maybe if it was someone like LeBron who's looking at maybe 2018 and he's like, "Oh, I did everything I possibly could, and then we still lost." Like, has Harden ever gone out? Like, he always goes outside, like every
Yeah,
time, always goes out with it. Especially that last performance in particular, like the last game of his season every year is always like an absolute stinker. Like he is. So I don't understand how you come away from that saying, "Oh yeah, it's the team's fault," especially when you keep racking up teams.
yeah.
Every organization in the league is just they don't know how to play, man. They don't know how to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's that it's just when it gets excessive, man. It gets excessive where you don't want you got the Dame end of the spectrum where he just waits too long, but then you got the Harden because it's not like Harden. I mean, he was drafted into a situation where he had more help than Dame's ever had in his career, and every team every front office has worked hard to make sure that he always has what he
yeah,
wants. In Houston, they got rid of coaches if he didn't like them. They gave him a coach in D'Antoni who designed his whole system around him at the center of the universe of their offense. And they got CP3 to help him. They got rid of CP3 because he didn't want CP3. And then it's just every time he's just put in these situations where all these other players that have won championships in that space of time, they've had comparable or maybe even less all-star talent around them. So he can't say that he's not been given a situation to win, but he still comes away with it thinking that it's the organization's fault, even when it's multiple different organizations, man. It's just like, this is school maths, man, like common denominators, man. Like it's not, yeah, I don't know what to make of this, or where he'll end up. But I don't all the way care either, because I feel like we've just seen this story before so many times.
Yeah, we've seen it too many times at this point, I think.
Like I don't know how James Harden fans like go into the playoffs like thinking that some like I don't know. It's just a different level of delusion to think that this is our year. Like yeah, I would love to go on a Harden like fan page and see what they're talking about right now. Like what their perspective is of this situation.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, wait, wait.
So
D'Angelo Russell agreed to a 37 million contract to stay with the Lakers.
oh damn.
Yep,
I was actually expecting him to leave.
same.
Wow.
What? 2 years, 37 million for D'Angelo Russell. That's a good deal, I think.
The Lakers they're doing their thing, man. They're doing their thing this offseason. They haven't really missed since the trade deadline, to be honest.
Yeah, they've been cooking. They definitely be cooking.
They're doing their thing, man. They're doing their thing. They got wing depth. They've re-signed him, kept him. They've added, yeah, they're doing their thing, man.
Now it's just Austin Reeves left.
Yeah, I think they
Only
lose
question mark.
at this point. I don't know. Very, I just get the feel that everything they're doing around it, they're just kind of preparing for the fact that he's gonna get.
Yeah, I feel the same. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Because it's hard, man. He's upped his value so much. Some team is just definitely gonna throw something that the Lakers can't match.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that 100%.
That's how it is. And you know how, because Popovich definitely has something in store because he hates the Lakers. He'll just throw something crazy at Reeve just so they can lose him, for sure. But on the other side of that, going back to the 76ers and back to extensions and young players, they they've elected not to offer Tyrese Maxey a deal. And obviously with the news of Dame now available, you kind of see why they want to remain flexible. But with that, with all this instability around the organization, can they really afford to not get Dame now? Because with Harden wanting to leave, you've now shown Maxi, we like you, but we'd rather have Dame. We'd rather have another
Yeah,
player. So we're gonna put your career on hold, and let you go into restricted free agency so that we can try get another player. How long is it gonna be before you start getting Embiid looking, for greener pastures?
I definitely can see the Embiid leaving at
Yeah,
this point. Like definitely, like it's easy. I can easily see that.
yeah, because you've just now had who's supposed to be his running mate in Ben Simmons. You've had Doc Rivers head coaching change. Now you have this situation, and now you might lose Maxi. You've got the Tobias Harris thing. Is just in the background there. Like I can't. If I was Tobias Harris, man, I'm not saying a word. Like if I got that contract, bro, and I'm giving the production I'm giving, bro. I'm not saying a word, bro. I'm not drawing any unnecessary attention to myself. But yeah, I think Embiid's days in Philadelphia are numbered
Yeah, definitely. I think
because
that would be no surprise thing as well.
because especially with this Harden thing, it feels like the 76ers kind of attached themselves to Harden, especially hiring down Daryl Morey. So I don't really know. I don't really know where they go from here. I don't really know what they do. They're gonna have to just make some big splash. Like they have to this Harden deal, they have to get as much as they possibly can because if they get a bad return, which is probably likely with his value,
Yeah,
uh, I don't know, they can't recover from that, and Embiid will want out because Embiid he's not satisfied with a second round exits every year.
Yeah,
But
and I feel like at this point his process is coming to the end, and then I can see the process is finishing soon.
this process, this storyline of the process, this arc has been the longest thing I've ever witnessed. In, like
And there was so much the fact like there was so much
I've
potential.
suffered so much as well that I think, yeah, they had so much potential. I think Ben Simmons just something happened to his brain and he just lost all his confidence. But there was potential there. They made some L's along the way. Obviously, having Tobias Harris and not Jimmy Butler on their roster, um, it's crazy. But yeah, I think they are now at a point where Embiid has probably just seen so many versions of this team. Embiid he's not as young as people may think he is because obviously he started his career he started his rookie
Yeah,
season into his career, so he's really at his peak right now. And he obviously with all the injuries, he doesn't have as much uh faith in how long he'll be able to play and how long he'll be able to string together healthy seasons. So you're kind of I think if not now, probably not now, but if he gets through another season and it ends the same way, I think that bombshell drops and then
yeah,
be pass out for sure. Yeah, I don't think this goes on too long. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on Nick Nurse to make something happen as well with not a lot, but yeah. And the thing with the Sixers is that you can't when you if and when you do trade uh Harden and Embiid, like you have to find a way to retool because you're not gonna sell a rebuild to those fans after
yeah.
after that process. You're not gonna be able to sell a rebuild to those fans. They're not going for it. In Philly, you're gonna get cooked. You're gonna absolutely get cooked.
Oh, they're finished.
They'll get absolutely cooked. So they kind of they have to go all in on this. They have to go absolutely all in on this. Uh they they probably of all the teams listed, they need Dame the most.
Yeah,
They need Dame. Maybe them or the Clippers between those two.
3-team trade somehow.
What they just get to share Dame for half the year.
No, like Dame's going to the Sixers, uh,
Oh, Harden.
Harden to the Clippers, and then just basically pieces to Portland.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess yeah, that could work. That could work. That could work for
Yeah,
sure.
man.
Yeah, they're all desperate enough to make it work, I guess. Uh,
Yeah, 100%.
but yeah, that 76ers thing will definitely be something to monitor for the rest of the summer of how they handle Harden. Because obviously they don't have to move him. But to be fair, from if they learn anything from when he requested one from the Rockets and the Nets, they should get rid of him because if they don't, he's gonna show up like 30 kg overweight and and just
Yeah,
start crazy,
yeah,
letting the ball roll out of bounds and yeah, it's gonna be his whole show. So yeah, you don't want an unhappy Harden on your team. We know that.
definitely.
But let's get into we've had a couple of European players sign contracts and obviously Mijic with the Thunder. That's something that I've been waiting for years. We got his draft rights I think 3 seasons ago or something like that, and he's continued to ball out in Europe. So we just been waiting. Like, when are we gonna acquire him to either? I mean, in those at that point, because we were just full in the rebuild, it was when are we gonna acquire him to trade him for picks or whatever it is. But now we're kind of at the time now where he could like actually contribute. So that's definitely something I'm excited to see how he fits into what we do or how Presti manages that. Um, yeah, that's exciting. But also the Kings do.
Yeah. Sasha Vishnyakov is from Olympia, current EuroLeague MVP. He had insane season, very high 3-point percent shooter, and even like season before before season started, like in Eurobasket, he was playing for Bulgaria, and like he was one of the best players in there. But of course, like when you play for Bulgaria, you won't go far. But as he's especially like for the Kings, they need that like 3 point shooting around Sabonis and Fox. I think so that helped them definitely. And I feel like with both Mitch and Vishnikov, like they signed very good deals for
Yeah.
them and for the team as well. It's for like 3 years, like 20 million deals around that. Yeah, they definitely both help. And like Mitch is very high IQ player. He's going to play for Serbia in the World Cup, so he'll come in like on form as well. So that's a good thing. And like yes, both
And that's
definitely
that's
gonna
like
help teams.
that's literally the perfect type of that's the type of player that Presti looks for in this new iteration of the Thunder since the rebuild started. He's looking for these players that are high IQ, that can all play make, kind of interchangeable lineups of just versatility. So that fits what they're doing. And then for the Kings side, yeah, it brings that shooting, it brings size, uh, and but it's great to see now. Just these players are when you have players that have been, Jokic and Luka. Now it's a lot more accepted that okay, these players can just come and contribute, not just for the young prospects, but now for the players that are
Yeah,
established in the leagues to come in and get those opportunities straight away. So this will definitely not be the end of that. We'll definitely see that a lot more for the players that do decide they want to come to the NBA.
yeah,
Yeah, so that would be interesting. And as we always say, as we said last time, with the Euro Cup coming, I mean with the World Cup approaching, you'll get a chance to see some of these players in action. So yeah, it'll be excited to see. But yeah, that was an emergency episode of the Full Court Talk podcast, and they're probably we'll see if it slows down a little bit over the weekend. But we'll be back next week because something crazy always happens in the NBA. But with that, yeah, peace.